Get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code FRESH to get an extra 35 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code FRESH for a 35 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code FRESH for a 35 cents per gallon bonus.
The holidays are back at Starbucks, so share the season with a peppermint mocha. Starbucks signature espresso, velvety mocha, and cool peppermint notes, topped with whipped cream and dark chocolate curls. Together is the best place to be at Starbucks.
My name is Whitney Allen. I am a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought in a million years we'd have to use life insurance. The unexpected happened. With Ethos, it is so fast and easy. It's 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage through Ethos.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/game. That's ethos.com/game.
Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
It's the season to come together over your holiday favorites at Starbucks. Warm up with a creamy caramel brulee latte, get festive with an iced gingerbread chai, or share a velvety peppermint mocha. Together is the best place to be at Starbucks.
From the Accident Recovery Team Traffic Center, don't worry about me, I called ART.
Traffic. No major issues right now. The main roads are running smoothly, but there's construction on I-135 in both directions at K96. From the Accident Recovery Team Traffic Center, that's your Odyssey Wichita traffic.
Weather. Mostly sunny skies will turn mostly cloudy today. South winds 5 to 10 and a high of 44. We'll clear things out tonight. We dip down to 29. About the same on Tuesday. Sunny start, then lots of clouds to finish. A little bit warmer, high of 47. 43 on Wednesday, but get ready for highs in the 50s on Thursday and Friday. That's your forecast from Storm Team 12. I'm meteorologist Jake Dunn.
Some people buy a $20 strawberry. Others listen to us for free. One of these choices is smart.
97.5 and 1240 KFH. Kansas fan headquarters, 97.5 and 1240 KFH Wichita. KNSS HD2 Clearwater, an Odyssey sports station.
Hey Wichita, it's Jacob Alford. Stay right there for the latest breaking in sports talk. It's Sports Daily coming up next exclusively on 97.5 and 1240 KFH.
Jim Rome here with your Rome Report. Say this for the Buffalo Bills. Yesterday's introductory presser for new head coach Joe Brady was not nearly the disaster that their most recent presser was. That said, the powers that be did not really answer the most pressing questions, namely why they broke Sean McDermott off in the first place. Not saying that I disagree with that move, just saying I was hoping for something more tangible than Terry Pagula saw Josh crying and that he was unresponsive, and we didn't get it. Now, Brady did say every decision going forward would be made with Allen in mind, clearly. Now, tell me something I didn't already know. Like, who is your defensive coordinator going to be? And what other changes are going to be made? And can Brady, who says he will call the plays, be able to handle that and everything else that comes along with being a head coach, considering he's never done that before? Like I said, the presser was not the disaster that its predecessor was, but there's still plenty of unanswered questions in Buffalo. I'm Jim Rome. And remember, you can follow me on Instagram at Jim Rome.
On the battlefield, there's a saying America's military men and women live by. Never leave a fallen warrior behind, ever. Off the battlefield, Wounded Warrior Project operates with the same goal. Wounded Warrior Project was created to help our men and women returning home with the scars of war, whether those scars are physical or mental. Wounded Warrior Project. We never leave a fallen warrior behind, ever. Learn more about what we do at woundedwarriorproject.org. On the battlefield, there's a saying America's military men and women live by. Never leave a fallen warrior behind, ever. Off the battlefield, Wounded Warrior Project operates with the same goal. Wounded Warrior Project was created to help our men and women returning home with the scars of war, whether those scars are physical or mental. Wounded Warrior Project. We never leave a fallen warrior behind. Ever. Learn more about what we do at woundedwarriorproject.org.
Now, from Wichita's most listened to sports radio, 97.5 and 1240 KFH. This is Sports Daily.
Well, hey there. Welcome in, everybody, to Sports Daily. Glad to be here with you. Jacob Albrock, TJ Cleveland on a Monday. A lot to react to from a busy weekend of college basketball. And oh, by the way, we got a pretty big football game coming up this week as well. Glad to be here with you on this Monday. Paul Mills, Wichita State head men's basketball coach, should be with us later in this hour. We'll have plenty to discuss with the Shockers, plenty to discuss with KU, K-State for very different reasons. KU getting ready for a big-time game tonight. So we'll get you all primed up, ready to go here on the show today. Glad to be here with you. You can give us a call at 869-1240 on the KFH hotline. Thanks for watching us on 12 News Connected. If you're watching us and want to send a video comment, you can do it on Facebook, YouTube, or X. You can also send us voice messages if you're listening to us through the Odyssey app. We appreciate it no matter how you're listening to us. And everything today is What's on Tap, brought to you by the Wichita Brewing Company, now featuring the Coca Dolce Dubai Chocolate Porter at all three WBC locations. Treat yourself and your sweetie to this special seasonal brew, Coca Dolce Dubai Chocolate Porter, infused with Coca Dolce chocolate, available now at WBC Pizza and Beer made here. It is getting close to Valentine's Day. We are officially, fellas, on that countdown now. If you're into Valentine's Day, I should say, if your special someone is into Valentine's Day, now's the time to start thinking about that. As somebody who grew up with a family flower shop, business, I'd say get them some flowers. TJ, you guys Valentine's Day people? It's Bogey, your dog, who's interfering with your shots first Valentine's Day. But you and your wife Valentine's Day people?
We are. Not so much of the fact of the cheesy, but it's more so just an excuse to go out and eat good food. Basically, I think is the reason that we go for it all.
Yeah, we don't really care. We usually will try catch dinner. That's good for us. Flowers are great. Again, I'm obligated to tell you to get her flowers. It's in my blood.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a look. February is February worse than January? Probably not. February is only slightly
short.
Only slightly better than January. Yeah, because January just felt like it was 6 months long. And now we're to February. We're getting a little better weather. So, celebrate for that reason. Celebrate those loved ones. It's almost Valentine's Day. Just a friendly reminder. Busy weekend. Three very different kind of like outcomes and emotions for the three college basketball teams this weekend. Shockers, KU, K-State. Feeling good about, I would tell you, feeling fine about 2 out of the 3. Feeling pretty awful about 1 out of the 3. Shocker fans may disagree with that sentiment, but we'll get into all of that. But just at a bird's eye level, KU, of course, with the big win over BYU. Darryn Peterson just out of this world for a half. Cramps come back, doesn't play in the second half. Conspiracy theories have the tinfoil hats on here right away for that. We'll discuss that in the next segment. But at the surface level, they just beat a good BYU team and continue to play good basketball.
It's true. It's not, it's not exaggerating when we watched the first half and said they might win a national championship. That's how good they looked for 20 minutes. And Bill Self said it's the best 20 minutes they've played all year long. And they feel like that isn't even the ceiling yet. Darryn Peterson still isn't 100% based on what everything is being reported on from the team and everything like that. And they haven't really clicked as well as they had against BYU in that first half. And they still feel like there's another level that they can get to. And even if they don't get to that level, if they stayed where they were in the first half against BYU, there's not a single team in the country that they couldn't beat.
Right. Yeah, I agree with that. And I've thought that for a while. The way they're playing defense lately, if they can get Peterson in there and be a pretty good offense and those kinds of things. Like that travels, that translates well. It does all those things. Certainly he changes the ceiling and the floor for this team. And I even am very pleased with the way the rest of the team is playing. But you saw it, right? We saw it. We saw what he is, and he is incredible. And it has been a rocky road of injury news. They did give up 82 points in that game, which was their worst defensive performance in not quite a month, but almost a month. And that largely came because they had a bad second half defensively. Now, I would ask you this, TJ. Is Darryn Peterson the reason they do or don't play great defense? Because I don't think he is, right? So, like, when we look at the game, like, that disturbs me more than that he didn't play much in the second half, is that they gave up 50 points, basically. It was 49.
Yeah.
I also, in the second half.
To be fair, Richie Saunders made everything that left his hand.
Don't let him get the ball.
You can, I know, but
you're going to play players like that in the tournament?
It's true, but I mean, he was like, there's not much more they could have done to face guard Richie Saunders, like with how hot that he was. And I'm sure that's what they tell you as well. But I mean, there's something to be said about that, to make an adjustment. I think that if that happened in the first half and then happened again in the second half, then there would be a problem. I'm not worried about it as much as just chalk it up to like, that dude cannot miss right now. So
I got to be honest, man, I'm worried about it. I'm worried about it. They went on the stretch and played really good defense, starting with the Iowa State game. And I don't want to lose sight of that, especially what we just saw them do to K-State. But Baylor, Colorado, K-State, those were the three games where we saw their defense fall back into line. Now all of a sudden they play good offense, and it's like, what? Not are you gonna give up 82 here? Like, what? That's not gonna cut it. That's not gonna cut it. And so that'll be something to watch tonight, especially. Because I don't like if Darryn Peterson plays or he doesn't play. They give up 82 points. That's not going to win a national championship. They have to also play the great defense that we know they can play if they're going to reach that ceiling. It's that and Peterson. We'll get to the very latest on the other side real quick, because we'll have Paul Mills later in the hour, Shocker fans. We'll talk Shockers. K-State, TJ. I keep wanting to think we've hit rock bottom. I don't think we have, I guess.
Hey, watch what we're saying here. Jerome Tang is not disappointed.
You're disappointed in something. I just don't know what it is. That was an interesting. I'm
gonna start using that every time. Every time I'm upset about something, I'm just gonna start using that line. Say, I'm not disappointed. I love those guys.
It's the post game that has everybody talking, and we will too. We'll get to that probably in hour number 2, K-State fans, but we'll get there. It's a lot to break through, and we have to look forward right away to a KU game tonight against Texas Tech. So we've got a lot to get to over the next couple hours. We'll do it. Take your calls, have your comments, have your contests and all the other things ready to go. We've got our Prairie Fire coffee ready to get us going at the start of this work week for the next few hours here with you on Sports Daily. We appreciate their support. It's going to be a fun show. It's Super Bowl week. This is the zany Super Bowl week.
I thought that you were talking about the big football game coming up on Tuesday night at 7:00. The Pro Bowl games. I didn't know. I learned this yesterday as I was watching Blair Kirkhoff talk about this. It's not even on a football field. It's in Radio Row. It's in a convention center.
I know nothing about it because quite frankly, it means nothing to me. We also have the debut of the brand new segment, Headlines I Probably Missed. And those will be especially good when TJ worked the night before and I got to bed on time. So we'll have those coming up for you in the next hour as well. It's a busy Monday. Glad to be here with you. When we come back, we'll dig into everything KU from the weekend. That's next on Sports Daily.
Lightning, hail, tornadoes, flooding. It's the worst of severe weather, and it's coming. Spring brings warmer temperatures, but also dangerous weather conditions. Stay up to date day or night with the Storm Team 12 weather app. You'll get accurate forecasts,
so you can plan ahead and stay safe, no matter the weather. Download the Storm Team 12 weather app, brought to you by Stutzman's Greenhouse.
The future of television has arrived. Next Gen TV is here with stunning video, movie theater quality sound, enhanced voice clarity, and interactive features, all upgradable for the future. Learn more at watchnextgentv.com.
Canvas of our imagination. They tell a story. Clouds affect the events of your day. Sometimes they growl, sometimes they inspire, but they're always the messengers of nature's mood written in the sky. Storm Team 12 understands the language of clouds. We're dedicated to decoding their message so you know what to expect. Behind every cloud, there is a story waiting to be told. Trust Ross Jansen and Storm Team 12, alerting you first to the impact on your life.
We are following a breaking update.
Every day, all day, stream the stories that have you talking near and far.
Whoever is behind the wheel of this bus is not stopping.
From hundreds of local reporters and meteorologists spanning the country.
Chaos here this morning at the UW campus.
Search LNL for the all-new Local News Live streaming app.
Odyssey is one of the most influential audio and entertainment brands in the nation. You already know Odyssey's iconic local radio brands in Wichita. But did you know Odyssey has the country's best collection of music, news, and sports brands? Odyssey is also a premium podcast creator, major event producer, and digital innovator. Odyssey brings people together across the country and right here in Wichita. Odyssey also delivers meaningful radio and digital audio results. Find out our story and impact at odysseyinc.com/Wichita.
Make yourself known now.
831001 in traffic pursuit.
Oh my God, here.
Investigate TV Plus begins with real people.
We investigate stories that impact you
and inspire change every day.
Something is broken.
Real problems.
Why are they hiding it?
And real solutions.
My daughter was dying in front of me.
What was your reaction when he said that?
Investigate TV Plus, weekdays at 3:30 p.m. on KWCH.
Sometimes people tell us, I don't get it, it's just tea. But let me tell you, we are so much more than just tea. With 20 plus flavors of sweet and unsweet iced tea, the possibilities are endless. Come on in and try them all for free to find your favorite or get us on the go for your busy lifestyle. And don't miss happy hour every day. So the next time someone tells you it's just tea, tell them to come by and find out why we say, drink tea, be happy.
Jim Rome here, lighting up your afternoons on The Jim Rome Show. Catch me starting at 2 on Wichita's #1 sports radio, Kansas Fan Headquarters, 97.5 and 1240 KFH.
Mornings are busy. We're here to make your mornings better. We report the stories that affect you.
3 more hospital lies from contaminated apple juice just a day after the FDA issued a recall.
We're here to make your mornings better.
Closing east and westbound lanes of K96 for repairs.
With 12 News, you're prepared for your whole day.
Scattered thunderstorms across the state into the afternoon.
Stay a step ahead with 12 News this morning on KWCH and KSCW.
KFH.
All right, welcome back in, everybody. It is Sports Daily here on KFH. Jacob Albrock, TJ Cleveland. Glad to be here with you. Thanks to Crestview Country Club for being a great supporter of the program. If that snow can get melted, it'll be a week for golf this week. There are 36 holes out at Crestview to choose from. Bring on the heat. By the end of the week, we may have it all gone. And it looks like a really nice forecast. So if you want to go tour the facility, check out All That Golf, or if you're just itching to beat the cold weather and take advantage, give them a call. Ask them about all the different memberships they have at Crestview Country Club. Good time of the year still to join. Get the best deals available in the wintertime. So tell them we sent you here from Sports Daily. All right, we're talking KU. Let's start, TJ, chronologically. KU, BYU, we'll just sort of talk about the game and the outcome before we dig into the Darryn Peterson part of it. 90-82 winners. KU jumped out to a 20-point first half lead, 53-33. And then BYU actually, got them by 12 in the second half, but KU had enough to go ahead and finish off the win. But it's a big win, first and foremost, in a league where games like that mean so much to you. So they get the big win. They position themselves fine. They continue to do those sorts of things. And then there's a lot within it to take away. What was your biggest takeaway?
I mean, the biggest takeaway is the thing that we talked about off the top is the fact that when they play like they did, they're the best team in basketball. But the takeaway that everybody has
in the conversation, right?
I don't even want to say that. I think they are the best team in basketball. I guess we'll see in a week. Arizona's coming to town. But the conversation that has to be had now is that, what is sustainable to do regarding Darryn Peterson and what it means for the rest of the team. And that's the conversation that's now, as that was one of the biggest televised game in the entire season. That's the national conversation. And everybody else is saying the things that we've been saying for months as we've been watching this conversation happen. And so listening to the questions, national reporters asking the question of is it sustainable? Like, how does that work mid-game to switch to go from playing with Darryn Peterson to without Darryn Peterson? And I was like, I'm losing my mind. I want to know the answer. If they get the answer, I'm going to lose my mind.
Well, has that question changed for us?
No, and the answer hasn't changed either. They're saying they need to figure it out.
Well, I think that they are figuring it out. I think that they've done a pretty good job figuring it out, quite frankly. They're can't figure out why
they're way better than they were. It's night and day what
offensively. Yes.
I mean, TCU game to that, or West Virginia, one of the games they lost to that game last night. And the defense was terrible in that West Virginia game, but end over end, I don't really know what has changed so much as the fact is they just look better together on the court.
They and I think that's a good thing, by the way. There was a point where we didn't think KU looked very good without Darryn Peterson. If you go way back, it was like, oh, is this team going to be good? And how good? We were having a conversation, TJ, of how much danger is KU in of falling out of a bubble team. That's what, when Peterson originally was missing games, those were the conversations we were having. We're not having those conversations anymore. Even without him, the team has looked really good. Against BYU in the second half, that wasn't the case, defensively especially. Now, they didn't take a ton of threes in the second half. They sort of, the explosion of their offense. Look, they hit 9 threes in the first half. They shot the lights out. That's not sustainable. Is that good or bad news then when you see what BYU did there in the second half? To me, it all starts and ends for KU with how good a defense they play. Because in the half where they didn't shoot the lights out from 3 at home, which isn't going to happen on the road, BYU got them a little bit. And it's because you got to expect that. You're not shooting 18 of 24 from 3. So after a first half like that, when you build up that big lead and, hey, great, you made a bunch of shots. Now what do we do in the second half if we're not making a bunch of shots? And offensively, clearly they're more limited without Peterson. But that has nothing to do with the fact that they gave up 50 points. Peterson hasn't been this all work. Now, he was pretty good defensively one-on-one in the game in the first half, but he's not the reason they are or are not a great defensive team. So, that's the part for me that will say everything about KU. If you can't maintain that defense, then even when Peterson's out there, they're not going to be good enough to win a national championship. You got to have both things. Have like the Peterson offense, but still this elite level defense, because there are really good teams out there this year.
It's true.
Tonight.
BYU is one of the guys that, you will say, it wouldn't have shocked you if they could have scored 100 before the game. Their offense is so good. So those are one of the ones, and that's the one where it's going to get hairy. I think that as we see, the thing is, I want to say this next game, but it's the number 11 team in the country. And then we roll right into, Iowa State again and all these guys. It's Big 12 is insane.
Guess what? Texas Tech's a better offensive team than BYU.
I know, that's what I'm saying. Do you want to see if that was legit or not? You're going to do it again the very next game. See if you can improve on that and see what that looks like. I think one of the bigger takeaways as well that isn't getting as much run is the big guys. And this has been a thing all year since Tiller's been the starting rotation, basically, when they just play him the entire game. There's no backup centers. It's Paul Bia who plays 0 minutes, basically. Those two going into this game, it was a matchup nightmare. Flory Badunga guarded AJ DeBonsa. I don't know who else was going to do it. Flory did it, and they also what's their big guy's name? Keita. Yeah. Tiller was on Keita. Flory was on AJ DeBonsa, and it's I'm terrified. What is going to happen on defense? And Flory, they held their own, basically. And, there's no stats I can pull out of a hat to say how much they limited him to and things of that nature, but they limited him. But the fact that they also scored 37 points combined, you said it yesterday. They might be the best front court in the country.
I don't know who can match that. I don't know who can match them because they've got so much size there. And look, Badunga's athletic enough to guard anybody. So that's the thing that to me, that's where and we'll have this Peterson conversation, of course, but it doesn't end with Peterson. It might start with Peterson on offense, but KU has a lot of other things that we can get pretty excited about. Those two and how quickly Bryson Tiller has become a factor. He was incredible.
Yep.
Is a big part of it.
Bryson Tiller made 3 3-pointers. It's the first 3 he's made in conference play.
But he takes them. He's not afraid to fire away.
That was Kevin Young. Kevin Young was quite frustrated with that one in his post-game press conference. They're like, hand it out to Tiller, man. Didn't know he could do that.
He shoots it, which means he probably makes it in practice. But you start there. They create some really interesting things for opponents. But again, to me, you can't at home ever give up 50 points to anybody in a half. You just can't. And KU will go as far as that part of their game takes them. There were 2 reasons they looked like the best team in the country, or if you want to take it that far in the first half. One was because they hit a boatload of threes, right? 9 of them in the half. That's not something they normally do, but it's because they held BYU to 33 points. That's one of the best offenses in the country that you just held to 33 points. That's that's the conversation. How good defensively consistently can this team be? And then you get into how much are they going to get out of Darryn Peterson? Because nothing's really changed on the Peterson front. Yeah, the national media got a taste of it, but this is the exact same. What changed Saturday with the Peterson situation from what we've seen all year? Not a thing, right? He played out of his mind. He started to get cramps, and he checked himself probably out of the game. And then he stayed out. I think we're overthinking a little bit what's happening, whether his agent is in the stands with a direct line of communication I don't think it's that complicated. I think if he feels those cramps, he's coming out of the game and he's not going back in. I don't think that's changed. If he rolls his ankle, if he lands flat on his back after a dunk, he comes back in. It's solely the cramps. And if he feels them, he's done for the day. That's been the case all year long. And it's not, I don't at what point now do we when are people going to stop expecting that to change? It's not going to.
I know.
So you get his offense for 20 to 30 minutes a game unless he can go, which he just hasn't been able to.
I don't know. It's an interesting thought. I know that we've talked about the conspiracies and everything that's kind of floating around on social media right now. And if anybody wants to dig into that, the quick maybe not debunk, but quick counterpoint is why would he not want to play against BYU?
And why would he come back with a rolled ankle against Colorado?
Exactly. Like
If you're worried about that.
those two things don't make sense. Like,
no,
it's more so. I agree, Jacob. I think it's just the fact of there's a lot of caution, as there likely should be for a guy that's about to probably be a billionaire in his NBA career, potentially, if the way that everybody talked about him. But it's frustrating, and I think that fans are allowed to be a little frustrated about it.
100% be mad. Like, you can be as upset about it as you want.
Yeah,
I completely agree.
But I mean, going back since the start of this, not the start, because I remember all the conversations that were had about the messaging about it and how it didn't feel like consistent things were being said. And once it got to the point where Bill Self just stopped caring, I think, and he's just like, guys, I don't know. He's cramping. Like, we're going to try to figure it out. Like, any soundbite that you wanted to pull from December just applies to today in February as well. Like, it's the same thing.
I don't think anything's changing, and I don't know what answer people are looking for. Like, because it's not, nobody is denying what we can obviously see. When he cramps, he doesn't play. Like, that's what's happening. What is Bill Self going to say that would make people satisfied, like they're not covering something up? What are they covering up? It's been the exact same story for 3 months. When he cramps, he leaves the game. He doesn't play anymore. That's it.
I agree. I think that, the conspiracy that's floating around and everything like that, I think that, like,
the load management one.
Yeah, basically.
It doesn't make any sense.
I agree.
Because the timing of it, like, if it was load management, you'd be managing it, right? The timing is totally unpredictable,
and it doesn't make.
You certainly wouldn't do it with every NBA scout on the planet in the building.
If Bill Self knew that this was a thing, wouldn't you think, as much as we joke about it,
minutes? Yes.
Wouldn't you think that he'd use the minutes in the second half? Like,
it would. It's not that simple. And again, if it was that, he wouldn't come back on the floor after he rolled his ankle against Colorado.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, he wouldn't do that.
Yeah. There's weird parts of it. The fact of when he leaves the game, he does not come back into the game at all.
And there's no chance he's coming back in either. Like, he sits on the bench, he puts the wraps on. He's not trying to work those cramps out. Like, he's done.
Yeah, he's shown us that is what the case is going to be.
Well, he did. I shouldn't say he did come back for that final shot.
TCU, he came in and limped basically.
Yeah. They're scared of the cramps. I'm scared of the cramps for him. I don't know what's going on with those either. That would be terrifying. But that's it. So if you're KU now, like, we don't need to have the same what's going on. Why is his agent, like, it doesn't matter. Just know that the second he feels the cramps, he's done for the day. That has been consistent. He's probably not going to be able to make it through the full game. Right? Like, that's just the way it is. And by the way, he is an otherworldly talent that you're happy to have for the 20 or 25 or 26 or 18 minutes, whatever he gives you, you're happy to have it because there's nobody like him.
I'm curious, and our boy Rick will be the perfect source for this. So let me know, Rick, is that KU fans in this situation, like, it feels like they're still riding with Peterson, I think. And I think that they're still very much in, like, that's our guy. And I think that this weekend showed it perfectly with BYU things going on like that. As I said yesterday, like, if that lead would have gotten lost while he was on the bench and he was hurt, and whatever you want to think, if the people are buying into the conspiracy real big right now, tinfoil hats are out, as fans are fans, whatever. But the fans, are they still on Peterson's side through all this stuff? Like, I don't know.
No, I almost think a lot of
there's the crazies. The crazies have been out since Corpus Christi.
Yeah, look, there's
the normal fans. I think that the sentiment is still just, we want you to be healthy.
He's soft. He should, whatever. There's that fan that's never going to be satisfied.
Correct.
And then there's probably, I think, pragmatic fan that's like, yeah, this sucks, but he's the best player in the world and he makes us better. So whatever, right? Like, that's kind of where I fall. Like, it's an annoying situation, but he's awesome and he makes the team better when he's out there. So I'd rather have his 20 minutes than 0 minutes.
I'm curious, like Joel Embiid's the perfect example because it's kind of the same thing. Not quite the same thing, but kind of was the same thing back then. Like, do people look back fondly on Joel Embiid as a Jayhawk? I think they
brag
do.
on it. They brag. He's
They do. I think the fact that he's so good in the NBA is, but like when he played, everybody loved him. And then, I can't honestly remember. I mean, I was really young back then. I don't remember how people handled the Joel Embiid situation.
He's had a lot of injuries his entire career.
But like that's the perfect example. Like people, for the 1 year, for the 6 months that we're going to watch Darryn Peterson play basketball in Lawrence, Kansas, I'm curious for a fan base that just booed Hunter Dickinson at the start of this season. Like, what are they going to think about Darryn Peterson? Because as we've known, KU fans are not scared to share their opinion on things.
I think you'll have both. You'll have both things. You'll have the fans that just can't get over the fact that he won't play through cramps, I guess, whatever it is. And then you'll have the others that are like, I hope he can give us as many minutes as he can give us because he's awesome. Hunter Dickinson got booed by KU fans this year?
Yeah, it was like Late Night in the Fog. Did you not see all that stuff? Late Night in the Fog, they did the Jayhawks in the NBA thing, and Dickinson popped up and the students booed him. And everybody's like, what the hell are we doing? Why are we booing Hunter Dickinson?
That's pretty stupid, actually. Look, I honestly don't have much energy for that energy. Like, I don't. Hunter Dickinson and that version of KU never made it to where it needed to be, but he was a really productive player that chose to come to Kansas. That's the thing. Peterson chose to come to Kansas. Peterson has been actively recruiting one of the top recruits in the country, who's at that game, by the way. There are a billion things to be happy about him choosing KU. Is it made it the easiest path for this team to be its best version? Absolutely not. But guess what? They're getting there. The rest of the team without him is getting better without him. Okay. So like, that's going to have to happen either way. And I think at this point, like, if you'll just sit back and reset your expectations for him to exactly what we've seen the entire season and not what you think should be happening, right? If you'll just do that, don't stop with he needs to play 40 minutes a game, because that's not going to happen. Hadn't happened now through 4 months of the season. So I don't know why you think it's going to. Stop that. Reset your expectations to he'll play really well until he cramps, and then he'll come out. Just set that to be your expectation, and you can be perfectly happy with what you're seeing.
Listen, we haven't talked about this. This maybe have to be our next segment because I think we need to dig into this. The thing that, Adidas posted this. I don't know if you saw this. They posted a graphic, and it was like, left no doubt that Peterson's going to be the number one pick, basically. And that's the overall consensus that everybody that watched that game. And it's like, this is the microcosm of a season. He played 20 minutes and didn't play the other 20. Does it not matter to the NBA? They don't care at all.
Maybe the conspiracy theory's right, and everybody as agents like, hey guys, here's what we're doing.
You think that the agent told the NBA scouts?
They're in on it. They're in on it. He's been telling everybody.
The tinfoil's insane right now.
Yeah, he's going to leave a game where he cramps. Period. Nothing has changed about that for this entire season. He's not on the injury report tonight for Tech. We'll preview that game in the next hour. When we come back, Shocker head coach Paul Mills, we think, is here. Their travel schedule allowed. They played yesterday, but we expect him here. We'll have that next for you on Sports Day.
Lightning, hail, tornadoes, flooding. It's the worst of severe weather, and it's coming. Spring brings warmer temperatures, but also dangerous weather conditions. Stay up to date day or night with the Storm Team 12 weather app. You'll get accurate forecasts, so you can plan ahead and stay safe, no matter the weather. Download the Storm Team 12 weather app, brought to you by Stutzman's Greenhouse.
The future of television has arrived. Next Gen TV is here with stunning video, movie theater quality sound, enhanced voice clarity, and interactive features, all upgradable for the future. Learn more at watchnextgentv.com.
the canvas of our imagination. They tell a story. Clouds affect the events of your day. Sometimes they growl, sometimes they inspire, but they're always the messengers of nature's mood, written in the sky. Storm Team 12 understands the language of clouds. We're dedicated to decoding their message so you know what to expect. Behind every cloud, there is a story waiting to be told. Trust Ross Jansen and Storm Team 12, alerting you first to the impact on your life.
We are following a breaking update.
Every day, all day, stream the stories that have you talking near and far.
Whoever is behind the wheel of this bus is not stopping.
From hundreds of local reporters and meteorologists spanning the country.
Chaos here this morning at the UW campus.
Search LNL for the all-new Local News Live streaming app.
Odyssey is one of the most influential audio and entertainment brands in the nation. You already know Odyssey's iconic local radio brands in Wichita. But did you know Odyssey has the country's best collection of music, news, and sports brands? Odyssey is also a premium podcast creator, major event producer, and digital innovator. Odyssey brings people together across the country and right here in Wichita. Odyssey also delivers meaningful radio and digital audio results. Find out our story and impact at odysseyinc.com/Wichita.
Make yourself known now.
310-1 in traffic pursuit.
Oh my God, here.
Investigate TV Plus begins with real people.
We investigate stories that impact you.
And inspire change every day.
Something is broken.
Real problems.
Why are they hiding it?
And real solutions.
My daughter was dying in front of me.
What was your reaction when he said that?
Investigate TV Plus, weekdays at 3:30 p.m. on KWCH.
Sometimes people tell us, I don't get it, it's just tea. But let me tell you, we are so much more than just tea. With 20 plus flavors of sweet and unsweet iced tea, the possibilities are endless. Come on in and try them all for free to find your favorite or get us on the go for your busy lifestyle. And don't miss happy hour every day. So the next time someone tells you it's just tea, tell them to come by and find out why we say, drink tea, be happy.
Jim Rome here, lighting up your afternoons on The Jim Rome Show. Catch me starting at 2 on Wichita's #1 sports radio, Kansas Fan Headquarters, 97.5 and 1240 KFH.
Mornings are busy. We're here to make your mornings better. We report the stories that affect you.
3 more hospital lies from contaminated apple juice just a day after the FDA issued a recall.
We're here to make your mornings better.
Closing east and westbound lanes of K96 for repairs.
With 12 News, you're prepared for your whole day.
Scattered thunderstorms across the state into the afternoon.
Stay a step ahead with 12 News this morning on KWCH and KSCW.
Is on KFH.
Welcome back in, everybody, here to Sports Daily. Jacob Albrock, TJ Cleveland. Glad to be joined now by Wichita State head men's basketball coach Paul Mills for a weekly visit. Coach, we appreciate you being here. Glad you guys made it back home safely. Tough one at Tulsa. I think I would guess that I would know if I asked you what made you the most angry on that game. Would it be rebounding? That would be my guess. I didn't expect it. Did when you guys were planning for that? How good a rebound? Let me ask it to you this way: how good a rebounding team is Tulsa normally?
Well, first, let me say thank you for being here. Two, you would be wrong on your assessment. My greatest anger comes from losing. And so third, we've only been out rebounded twice all year. Both of them have resulted in losses. Florida Atlantic, I counted as a loss. We weren't on the plus side, and then we were even with those guys, and then St. Mary. So We're 20th in the country in rebound margin. They're 24th, Tulsa. So they're a good rebounding team. So it's I mean, you had 2 top 25 rebounding teams going at it, and it to be -9 is a little surprising, but you can't get caught up too much in the numbers simply because, one, there weren't a lot of rebounding opportunities for us if you're going to let somebody shoot 72% in the second half. So, and then if you're only shooting 40%, the rebound opportunities are greater for the opposition than they were for us. But again, you can't go 17 of 20 from 2. And I think we were so conscientious about taking away the 3 that we were so spread out. And you could tell that they were trying to get some cross matches and attack cross matches, and they did. And we kind of dug ourselves a hole and went through a spell there where we just couldn't get the lid off the basket and be able to make shots. And then at the same time, you combine that with their ability not only to finish around the rim on account of our extension, but at the same time, being able to limit us to 1 shot. So there's a lot there that kind of plays into it.
We got TJ on a mute, Coach, so I'm going to ask you the next one. So you get into a game against Tulsa, who's been very good offensively all year. What kinds of things? Because, I kind of look at this, I think a lot of fans do, like, that's a team you very well could play, in a conference tournament. That's a team that could be the top team. Like, who knows? But when you see an offense like that, what can be done differently than what you guys did? What's the learning opportunity, I guess, defensively when you play a high level offense like that?
Yeah, I just thought in the second half there was just not the level of physicality via the cuts. Like, I mean, you can watch them come off of screens, and to be honest with you, they're initiating the contact instead of us. And we weren't getting into cuts like we needed to. And so it led to a lot of easy opportunities for those guys around the rim. The 2.5-hour bus ride back, we were able to show a lot of film to guys individually. And again, I just thought our lack of physicality, and it wasn't as noticeable in the first half. There was a lot of botch pick and rolls, and it allowed David Green to get going. I mean, if you look, he goes, I mean, he's shooting 57% from 3 coming into the game. And at 6'7", we already knew the problems that caused, but 3 for 3 in the first half, and we just botched some pick and roll coverages early, and then they get the offensive rebound late. And again, you're going to have I just thought that there were tip dunks that we just normally, like, we're usually the ones exerting the physicality. And to be honest with you, I just thought that's what they did.
Sorry for the technology issues there. My microphone has not been awake since 3 a.m. like you, Coach. It's awake now. We're back and we're going. In the middle 8 of this game is the thing that kind of stood out to me. We talked a lot about Tulsa's offense. You talked a lot about Tulsa's offense going into this game. As you find yourself, whatever it may be, under 4 in the first half per se. Like, did you kind of see that this one was going to head that way? That there's going to be a lot of points scored in this game, and is that something that you likely probably didn't want to do against the Tulsa offense?
Well, I mean, they've only been held under 83 times, and so they're a really potent offensive team simply because of the gravity that they present on account of their ability to shoot the ball. And then, as I mentioned, they're the top 3 in the country at free throws percentage, but they get to the free throw line. You can see teams that make free throws, but they don't necessarily get there. They get there. So, I mean, there was a lot to be concerned with, but we have to go back. You have to look in the mirror. The truth is you can get better from losses. I mean, that's kind of what the league does is you go through, you figure out the things you've got to course correct, and you can get better. And so just knowing that, we're on the back 9 of this conference slate, and we're in the thick of things. You know, we're 2 games out, and the teams that are in front of us, Charlotte and Tulsa, we'll get to play these guys in Coke Arena, and we're in the thick of it. We're going to need some help somewhere, but I also know that just being able on the back nine to have 5 home games versus 4 road games, that's better than what we just experienced on the front nine. So we can get better during losses, and we'll get better from this one.
I think, from an outside perspective, I think the team is continuing to get better, and it is strange. You bring up the conference. It's if you get just a tiny bit of help, in theory, like if Tulsa and Charlotte lose one other game, I don't know all the tiebreakers, but you guys kind of control your destiny still here a little bit. It's been a strange year. Every night when you look at the AAC standings, it's like, whoa, look, Memphis lost tonight, or Memphis beat, FAU, or whatever it is. It's just like it's every night, it seems like. So, I mean, are the guys feeling that? I'm sure that they are. The opportunity is just as big as it was with or without the Tulsa win.
Yeah, I've mentioned this before that I couldn't be a football coach just because I wouldn't do well with waiting a week after a loss. Like you're anxious to get back out there. So for us, it's approximately 48 hours, and you kind of will go in and go through the film and do everything today. Tomorrow will be a prep day, and then Wednesday we get to tip it off again. So we'll come back. I do believe the conference is wide open. It's the most. This isn't necessarily the right word, but I know my colleagues, other coaches in the league, call it the most poached league in the country. That it is. We've got the American for 6 consecutive years has more transfers than anybody. And so what happens is everybody's dealing with new teams. So you may think but you don't know. And so you're going into this. And I think that given the current climate, that you're going to kind of see like wide open races. And this is wide open. I think the conference, whoever wins this league, and I honestly believe it'll be us, that whoever wins this league is going to finish with, I know Ken Palm projects 5 losses, but I think that's probably what you're looking at. So our margin for error isn't great, but we do have opportunities here to get better and play teams that are ahead of us currently in the standings at home.
American is the most poached league in every single sport, I think. Look at football. Every Power 5 coach came from the American, it feels like. Perfect example of what you just said here. The next game, Charlotte. You look back at the Charlotte game that you've spoken at length about, that overtime game, double overtime game. Back then, we were like, what is Charlotte? Nobody has any idea. As we look now, Charlotte's one of the best teams in the conference as well. How much weight do you put on the game that you had in Charlotte? Do you take things away from that going into this one?
A lot. Yeah. I mean, quite a bit. Unfortunately, I have to relive that experience just when you go back and you watch the film. And again, I thought we learned quite a bit from that, just in regards to how to manage a game and the things that are necessary that your players can kind of take away. The truth is we're a bit of a different team than what that was, and I think for the better. And so I think there's a lot to be taken away from it. And I mean, the truth is Charlotte has really good players, and they've done a good job. But it's we'll be ready and we'll be prepared for Wednesday night.
Just real quick, help us understand, because Ken Palm doesn't like Charlotte very much. Their record doesn't care what Ken Palm thinks, obviously. What is it that they do that's not jumping off like the metric screen? How have they been able to find success if it's not the traditional ways?
Yeah, I would tell you that one, they had a rough non-conference just due to some injuries and some players not being there. So Ken doesn't factor in injury. So you could, he does a good job, but what happened to that game? Well, if you're missing your 3 best players, you may not end up on the right side of it. It could be a blowout, which is going to mess up your metrics as well. All that to say, Dzane Mingo, who had 29 and 10 against us the first time, is a really good player. And when he's out there navigating pick and roll, they have a 7'2" player in Bonke, that you have two guys who are elite in pick and roll, that they spread you out, Conyers and Harrison, who are both 42% 3-point shooters. So when you have a point guard at 6'4" who can see the floor, and he gets the opportunity to throw to a 7'2" guy in Bonke, and then two 40% shooters alongside of him, like you're kind of navigating a world that, all right, pick your poison here. And one of the great things about basketball is it's an art. Like, there isn't this pick and roll coverage that works 1,000,000% of the time. Otherwise, we wouldn't really like the game. If you do this, you can pretty much squelch the opposition. So there's a lot of changes that have to be made during the course of a game, but they have really good shooters with an elite 1-5 combination.
Okay. We're looking forward to it. Looking forward to Koch Arena Wednesday night. It's a split week, so it's Wednesday night at home, and then another Sunday game. Just a little appetizer for the Super Bowl is all, Coach. You guys will be done in time maybe to
is next Sunday the Super Bowl?
Yeah, it is. It's this coming Sunday. Yeah.
You
guys have played on Super Bowl Sunday for like 3 years straight.
Yep.
I feel like
it's a tradition now.
TJ, you know our record. What is it?
Oh, what was I? You won last year. You were at South Florida last year. I think you won that one.
Yeah.
Okay.
So go for 2 in a row at least.
Yeah. I don't know what it is, but I like it. I mean, you're sitting around. It's like, okay, when is 5:30 going to get here? And you've got the Puppy Bowl, and you've got Shocker basketball to get you there. It's great.
That's right.
All right. Well, hopefully Shocker faithful will be in a good mood going into the Super Bowl, regardless of who you're going for. So
there you go.
That's right, Coach. We appreciate it. We'll see you guys Wednesday night.
Yep.
There goes Wichita State Edmonds basketball coach Paul Mills. We'll get into that game a little bit more in the second hour. The energy, like this, again, the thing that I've liked about this team this year is they feel like a team that probably can't wait to play Tulsa again.
Do you know how, I don't know if refreshing is the right word, how good it feels to have a head coach saying that we are going to win this league, like in February, which obviously, we haven't had that in a couple of years.
They're good enough to do it. They are. They had a bad defensive game. First one in a while. Kind of the same thing as KU, honestly. We'll be right back.
Lightning, hail, tornadoes, flooding. It's the worst of severe weather, and it's coming. Spring brings warmer temperatures, but also dangerous weather conditions. Stay up to date day or night with the Storm Team 12 weather app. You'll get accurate forecasts so you can plan ahead and stay safe, no matter the weather. Download the Storm Team 12 weather app, brought to you by Stutzman's Greenhouse.
The future of television has arrived. Next Gen TV is here with stunning video, movie theater quality sound, enhanced voice clarity, and interactive features, all upgradable for the future. Learn more at watchnextgentv.com.
The canvas of our imagination. They tell a story. Clouds affect the events of your day. Sometimes they growl, sometimes they inspire, but they're always the messengers of nature's mood written in the sky. Storm Team 12 understands the language of clouds. We're dedicated to decoding their message so you know what to expect. Behind every cloud, there is a story waiting to be told. Trust Ross Jansen and Storm Team 12, alerting you first to the impact on your life.
We are following a breaking update.
Every day, all day, stream the stories that have you talking near and far.
Whoever is behind the wheel of this bus is not stopping.
From hundreds of local reporters and meteorologists spanning the country.
Chaos here this morning at the UW campus.
Search LNL for the all-new Local News Live streaming app.
Odyssey is one of the most influential audio and entertainment brands in the nation. You already know Odyssey's iconic local radio brands in Wichita. But did you know Odyssey has the country's best collection of music, news, and sports brands? Odyssey is also a premium podcast creator, major event producer, and digital innovator. Odyssey brings people together across the country and right here in Wichita. Odyssey also delivers meaningful radio and digital audio results. Find out our story and impact at odysseyinc.com/Wichita.
Make yourself known now.
831001 in traffic pursuit.
Oh my God, here.
Investigate TV Plus begins with real people.
We investigate stories that impact you.
And inspire change every day.
Something is broken.
Real problems.
Why are they hiding it?
And real solutions.
My daughter was dying in front of me.
What was your reaction when he said that?
Investigate TV Plus, weekdays at 3:30 p.m. on KWCH.
Sometimes people tell us, I don't get it, it's just tea. But let me tell you, we are so much more than just tea. With 20 plus flavors of sweet and unsweet iced tea, the possibilities are endless. Come on in and try them all for free to find your favorite or get us on the go for your busy lifestyle. And don't miss happy hour every day. So the next time someone tells you it's just tea, tell them to come by and find out why we say, drink tea, be happy.
Jim Rome here, lighting up your afternoons on The Jim Rome Show. Catch me starting at 2 on Wichita's #1 sports radio, Kansas Fan Headquarters, 97.5 and 1240 KFH.
Mornings are busy. We're here to make your mornings better. We report the stories that affect you.
3 more hospitalized from contaminated apple juice just a day after the FDA issued a recall.
We're here to make your mornings better.
Closing east and westbound lanes of K96 for repairs.
With 12 News, you're prepared for your whole day.
Scattered thunderstorms across the state into the afternoon.
Stay a step ahead with 12 News this morning on KWCH and KSCW.
Hey, I can't find nothing on the radio. Yo, turn to that station.
That's right, woodchuck chuckers. It's Groundhog Day!
Now, from Wichita's most listened to sports radio, 97.5 and 1240 KFH. This is Sports Daily.
Don't mess with me, pork chop. What day is this? It's February 2nd. Bang! Are you ready? Let's go!
Whichever one.
Hey, was that Tom Brady at the end?
I think it was Jim Carrey.
Are you ready? Let's go. I need Max, chime in. Tell us you can't just drop that bomb on us there.
Of course, it was the boy.
I knew it was Tom Brady. You ever seen that video? That's a good one. Are you ready? Let's go.
I don't know. I'm sure I have. Speaking of things I haven't seen, we'll have that for you in just a minute. Welcome back into Sports Daily, everybody. Jacob Albrock, TJ Cleveland here. Max Power producing, bringing the Groundhog Day James. Whatever that fat little rodent needs to see to make the winter go away faster, that's better be what he sees today. And if you want a good laugh and you want to see a triggered meteorologist, just ask them what they think about Groundhog Day. And you'll have some fun. I love poking that bear or groundhog every year with our Mets at work. Enjoy the nice weather today. Glad to have everybody here with us, whether you're listening to us on KFH 869-1240 if you're there. Whether you're watching us on 12 News Connected, Facebook, YouTube, X, you can leave us video comments there. Listening to us on the Odyssey app, you can find us a voice message there as well. Glad to have you. We're going to talk more college basketball in this hour. We will get into what's going on in Manhattan with Jerome Tang. We'll probably both kind of give you our opinions on that shocker game against Tulsa. You heard head coach Paul Mills there in the last hour. And we got to look ahead to KU Texas Tech tonight. So we have all that coming for you this hour. It's all what's on tap. brought to you by the Wichita Brewing Company, now featuring the Coca Dolce Dubai Chocolate Porter at all 3 WBC locations. Treat yourself and your sweetie to this special seasonal brew, Coca Dolce Dubai Chocolate Porter, infused with Coca Dolce chocolate, available now at WBC Pizza and Beer made here. Porter's one that I actually, I'm okay with the porter. You okay with the porter on a beer?
The only porter I'm okay with is Craig Jr.
It's not.
I've also
like,
never had one in my life. I have no idea.
They're darker. I like them probably more than I'm not an IPA enthusiast. I usually like my beer as light as I can get it. I've said that before.
Yes.
But a porter every once in a while is okay. Like an occasional sour. If I know I'm in a setting where it's like I'm gonna have one beer, then I can kind of get into those.
You can't drink 2 of them.
No, absolutely not. When we first moved here, and it was right when the craft brew craze went on, and I'm like, oh yeah, and I went and had like 3 IPAs. Oh my goodness, I was a disaster. That was a disaster. I'm like, nope, I'm gonna need that to get back to the light stuff for me, please.
That's right.
All right. Max, we got a new segment we're rolling out. We kind of talked about this last week. We stumbled into it. TJ and the youngins love to give me a hard time because, and it's coming for you. Let me just say it's coming for you. It's not that, it's not that you care less about certain things. It's that, 5 nights, actually 6 nights of my week are covered in kids' games and practices and concerts and activities. And so when I'm not on the clock, there are things that I miss. And so they love giving me a hard time about it, which is great. And it's like, well, why don't we have a little fun with this instead? And so we came up with the segment, and we're going to do that for you now. And we'll probably do it most days here. Max, hit it.
All right, Sports Daily fans, let's take you to the sports headlines Jacob probably didn't see.
All right, TJ, take it away. This is also born in the fact that I don't scour the conspiracy theories on social media
That's
either.
true. I need to, if this is how regular of a thing is this going to be? I'm going to have to do like digging to try to stump you on this.
I'm pretty sure this is a regular occurrence.
Is this going to be a daily thing?
When I walk into the TV station and it's, hey, did you see? Or you probably didn't see this. Like, that's pretty much what this is. So hit me. What did I not see? Probably.
First of all, way to lead us into this segment, Max. Punxsutawney Phil has seen his shadow. We have 6 more weeks of winter.
I didn't see that. I didn't
get 1 for 1 on the segment. Here we go.
Your hole.
What else I got for you? Let's keep going here. Pop culture news, record of the year, Luther. Can you tell me who sings it?
Luther?
Luther.
Is the name of the song?
Correct. Do you know who sings it?
Oh man. And I'm pretty hip to music here, especially the pop
I know.
music.
You talked all that noise last night.
Luther?
You can't tell me who sings Luther. The record of 2025.
Is this like an Oscar movie? Is this one of those obscure things nobody's heard of?
To be fair, I don't think that they say the word Luther in the song, but it is very popular, and you've probably heard it.
But I see the songs when I'm listening to them. I don't know that I've seen Luther.
How about they played it at the Super Bowl? Kendrick Lamar and SZA.
Oh, you know what? So I have to put an asterisk on being hip to the hip hop is one that has passed me by. My hip hop era was the Super Bowl in LA. That was my hip hop era. Then it bled into probably like, the early 2000s, Outkast, the very, very early Kanye. And then, absolutely no later than 2007 when I graduated college, but even a little before that. So yeah, the common day hip hop, I am not as up to speed on. So no, I would never have guessed that.
Okay, let's keep going here. I know you've seen this headline, but I got to say it because it's my favorite headline of the weekend. The Turge is back. Yeah. Mark Turgeon is going to UMKC. We're not going to call it Kansas City. It's UMKC.
I love it.
That is so cool. That is so cool. It
doesn't make any sense at all, but I love it. I mean, they're really bad.
I've learned through the stuff. Mick Schaefer did an interview with him yesterday. He's a Chiefs season ticket holder. still comes. I don't know if he lives in Kansas City now or what.
Passion project, wants to still live in the area. Yeah, look,
coaching with his son, I have to imagine, is a major
awesome.
part of this as well. Really cool. And just listen to the interviews that he did yesterday. It's just like, guys, I'm not going to come out of retirement to lose basketball games. We're going to figure something out. Like, I don't know what it is. We'll figure something out.
I think that he'll turn him around. I have no question about that. It was more of a question of like, he could have probably landed a bigger job than that had he wanted to, but I love it. I think it's a great story.
Correct. He made a Twitter account yesterday upon getting the job. He didn't have one because it didn't matter in the old way that he coached college basketball. He hasn't coached since NIL was implemented. He needs a Twitter account to go find kids to come play for him at UMKC.
Was that his
2021 at Maryland? And also, you don't really need to go out and find kids at Maryland. They'll come to you. They're not doing that at UMKC. They are the 14th worst team in the country per Ken Palm standards. If he can turn them into something, they've never made the tournament. Also, doing research, I didn't realize they went NAIA straight to Division I, if I'm not mistaken, which is wild.
That's a jump.
That's pretty cool. They don't have an arena on campus. They have historically just been really, really bad. People in Kansas City have been calling this the worst job in college basketball to take. And you may be better off coaching Division II basketball. But the
Turge will get him to the tournament.
Turge wants to figure it out. Last night at work, after this, I started digging for Turgeon video. I tweeted this out. I don't know if you saw this or not. Just started looking up Turgeon stories. Found a one-on-one sit down with Bruce Hurdle.
Oh, yeah.
Previewing a top 10 matchup on the road at Casper, Wyoming after they beat number 15 Syracuse the week prior. And I was like, holy cow. My juices are flowing thinking about this. I don't think that Noah Hill was born when that interview was done, if you want to feel old. Love that. Love that Turgeon is back. One more for you. Not really a headline, but I know you haven't seen this. The Jerome Tang situation, obviously bad. We'll get into that. It has now made its way to the national media after yesterday. And it's getting lit on fire. This
is what we need this segment for. No, the second that I was done with it, I was done with it. So I have
it has made it to the national outlets, above the national sickos that dig deep into it. This is making it all over the Instagram. It's gone viral how bad K-State is this season, and it's getting that bad. It's not good. How much run people are getting out of this, and in making the run of it all, these national writers saying like, man, the Jerome Tang, it's got to be done in Manhattan. And then seeing the national writers say his buyout is $18 million. It's wild.
There's so many things. There's so many things coming out on that I just can't quite wrap my head around. Like the reality of the situation, how bad it's gotten as quickly as it's gotten. Man, it's rough out there. It's rough out there right now for K-State hoops, which is a great segue and a great intro to that segment there. I think we're going to get good stuff out of it.
We're going to I don't know. Headed next. We need to have a production meeting. I need to know how much we're going to do this. Is this every morning occurrence?
Yeah, I think we could. I think you could easily find two. I'm telling you, when I walk in to the office every single day, I get did you see this? You probably didn't see this, but that's pretty much what it is. Like we do this every day anyway. We needed some fancy intro music, and it's also listener participation. So if you have one and you'd like to poke a little fun at the chaotic nature of my life, we would fully invite you to do that. 869-1240. You can probably more easily send those in on the video streams. Just send your headline and we'll tell you if we saw it or not. I am locked in and focused on the things that we cover here locally, and it doesn't leave a lot of time sometimes for these other things happening.
I hope that people start coming out of the woodwork with random pop culture obscure headlines like the governor of California.
No politics. That's probably my only rule.
That's true.
But otherwise, it's fine. Did you see Florida man wrestled an alligator?
Exactly. Yeah. That's the headline. Exactly.
Bring
That's
it
what
on.
I was going for there.
Bring it on. You want a fun game? Look up Florida man and the date of your birth and see what news headline pops up. That is a wild experience. Wild. Just try it. You try it during the break and tell me what you come up with. We'll come back. Time to dig into the Jerome Tang situation in Manhattan when we return on Sports Daily.
Lightning, hail, tornadoes, flooding. It's the worst of severe weather, and it's coming. Spring brings warmer temperatures, but also dangerous weather conditions. Stay up to date day or night with the Storm Team 12 weather app. You'll get accurate forecasts so you can plan ahead and stay safe, no matter the weather. Download the Storm Team 12 weather app, brought to you by Stutzman's Greenhouse.
The future of television has arrived. Next Gen TV is here with stunning video, movie theater quality sound, enhanced voice clarity, and interactive features, all upgradable for the future. Learn more at watchnextgentv.com.
The canvas of our imagination. They tell a story. Clouds affect the events of your day. Sometimes they growl, sometimes they inspire, but they're always the messengers of nature's mood written in the sky. Storm Team 12 understands the language of clouds. We're dedicated to decoding their message so you know what to expect. Behind every cloud, there is a story waiting to be told. Trust Ross Jansen and Storm Team 12, alerting you first to the impact on your life.
We are following a breaking update.
Every day, all day, stream the stories that have you talking near and far.
Whoever is behind the wheel of this bus is not stopping.
From hundreds of local reporters and meteorologists spanning the country.
Chaos here this morning at the UW campus.
Search LNL for the all-new Local News Live streaming app.
Odyssey is one of the most influential audio and entertainment brands in the nation. You already know Odyssey's iconic local radio brands in Wichita. But did you know Odyssey has the country's best collection of music, news, and sports brands? Odyssey is also a premium podcast creator, major event producer, and digital innovator. Odyssey brings people together across the country and right here in Wichita. Odyssey also delivers meaningful radio and digital audio results. Find out our story and impact at odysseyinc.com/Wichita.
Make yourself known now.
31001 in traffic pursuit.
Oh my God, here.
Investigate TV Plus begins with real people.
We investigate stories that impact you.
And inspire change every day.
Something is broken.
Real problems.
Why are they hiding it?
And real solutions.
My daughter was dying in front of me.
What was your reaction when he said that?
Investigate TV Plus, weekdays at 3:30 p.m. on KWCH.
Sometimes people tell us, I don't get it, it's just tea. But let me tell you, we are so much more than just tea. With 20 plus flavors of sweet and unsweet iced tea, the possibilities are endless. Come on in and try them all for free to find your favorite or get us on the go for your busy lifestyle. And don't miss happy hour every day. So the next time someone tells you it's just tea, tell them to come by and find out why we say, drink tea, be happy.
Jim Rome here, lighting up your afternoons on The Jim Rome Show. Catch me starting at 2 on Wichita's #1 sports radio, Kansas Fan Headquarters, 97.5 and 1240 KFH.
Mornings are busy. We're here to make your mornings better. We report the stories that affect you.
3 more hospitalized from contaminated apple juice just a day after the FDA issued a recall.
We're here to make your mornings better.
Closing east and westbound lanes of K96 for repairs.
With 12 News, you're prepared for your whole day.
Scattered thunderstorms across the state into the afternoon.
Stay a step ahead with 12 News this morning on KWCH and KSCW.
Sports Daily is on KFH.
All right, welcome back in, everybody. Glad to be here with you. Glad for the warm-up. If you want to celebrate with a nice glass of iced tea, we can get you a cup for free on us. All you got to do to text to win the HTO Cup of Tea giveaway here is text the keyword T, T-E-A, to the short code 20357. That'll get you a free cup of tea in East Wichita, West Wichita, or in Derby. Message and data rates apply. More than 25 flavors. Go grab one today on us. Good luck, everybody. All right, we got to talk about Jerome Tang. We've been putting it off. It's very uncomfortable. K-State got smashed yesterday by Iowa State. I don't want to, I don't want to call it like an embarrassing performance. I mean, I don't know that Iowa State's not that much better than K-State. Jerome Tang certainly thinks they are, apparently. I don't even, like, Jerome Tang after the game basically said he's not disappointed, which is a really strange place to start. And then it gets into
let's get the verbatim pulled up here. We need to give the full context. Let me pull it up. But yeah, you're correct on the basically the overlying message is that he is not disappointed, which is obviously getting its run around.
Because he knows what his players are going through.
Here you go.
Okay.
Here we go. This is from K-State sends out the verbatims here. On the most disappointing thing from his point of view, Jerome Tang says, "I'm not disappointed at all because I'm with these dudes every single day and I know everything they're going through and y'all don't. I was proud of our guys, especially in the second half." And then somebody, doubled down and just asked him to clarify everything. And he said that he does not want to expand any farther and says, "This is a message for my players. I love these guys, right? They work really, really hard. And this is a team that they chose to come play for this university, for this coaching staff. I love these dudes. And if you saw in the last 2 days of practice, you'd say, man, those players, they're ready. The problem is Iowa State is just better. And sometimes you guys want there to be something that we could have done differently. You know that they're just better than we are right now. And so you just chalk it up to them and you tell you guys you're proud of them for continuing to fight and not quitting." There's some grammar issues in that statement there.
That inspires confidence, doesn't it?
Does that?
Hey guys, listen. I know we just got beat by 35, but it's cool. They're just better than we are. Let's get. I'm glad you guys are trying. Like, what are we doing here?
It's at the point now where like I don't want to say had fun with this because it sucks, and that's the point that we tell it
makes no sense.
We tell people this all the time, and I'm sure that there's a K-State listener listening right now out of context. Like, we want them to be good. Don't take this as that. But we've had
Jerome Tang to be good. It's not even that. I want this to work.
Yeah, I agree. We've had conversations about the press conference things from this year. That there's been things that have been like you had to raise an eyebrow.
The NCAA.
There's that one hoping his players are pissed off and like things of that nature. And like it's to the point now where it's just like, man, like we've heard this story before. Like I feel bad. Like is apathy the right word at this point? I think it maybe a step. Maybe it's empathy.
We've had seasons of apathy.
Maybe I'm saying like this year. I think that we've gone from like upset to apathy. To like, I'm at the point where I'm almost to like empathy, where it's just like I don't know what to even say at this point. If you're Jerome Tang, like it sucks, and like you're at the point
because
where it's too far gone.
Everything that he's saying comes off as an excuse. Everything, like I said this last night on Sports Sunday. Shout out to Sports Sunday. Back to 30 minutes now on.
That's right.
On 12 News. I said it last night. Like you can both love your players and love that they're going through something and still trying hard and be disappointed that you just lost by 35 at home to Iowa State. You can be both of those things at the same time.
Correct.
It's not even that hard, but like to come out and to a fan base who is beyond lost at why this is spiraling out of control. And basically tell them you don't owe them anything and you're not even mad about it.
Exactly.
Iowa State shouldn't be that much better than K-State. I would love to see the money spent roster to roster, Iowa State versus Kansas State. I'd love to look at that because I'll bet it's not that different. If not, K-State spent more.
K-State spent more is the understanding around the college basketball world. It seems like they're still. We talked about the war chest.
They're just better. Doesn't work. They're just better.
It's a
little
two-part.
bit if you're K-State football playing Ohio State. Like
that's as I say, it's a two-parter here. Is that one? It's the fact of like, okay, why are they that much better than you are? And two, shouldn't you try to do something about that? Isn't that the whole point of the job?
They either did a much better job building their roster, or they're better coached. When you say something like that, so look, I think he's just. I just don't think he knows what to say, and I think he's trying now because we've seen him do this before. Like he's trying not to lose the locker room. And so he's coming out and publicly like trying to very publicly have their back, or trying, and he's not very good at this because it doesn't fit his personality, trying to make it an us versus the world. Right? It's all of you guys, and it's the NCAA, and it's all of you, like you're all the problem, but we've still got us, and we're like that doesn't work when you're getting beat by 35.
We've spoke on this even back in 2022, his first year, 2023, that like he was a first year head coach back then, so give him some grace. Like they were really good, and he like wasn't great at the press conference. And again, I said this last night as well. We're not sitting up here judging a man by how he can handle a press conference.
No, I'm judging him by whether or not they get beat by 35 at home.
Correct. Back then, like there were some things just like, oh, you probably, shouldn't have said that, or like you probably should have played that one more close to the chest, just based on how the rest of the country handles those situations. And now you're at this point, and now it's gotten to these things that he's saying. And again, like you're a millionaire, and that's the thing that college basketball coaches, and we have that conversation all the time. But like, man, he's getting up there, and you have to answer for about 10 minutes about how bad you are at your job. Like, man, it stinks. But at the end of the day, the whole point of the microphone in front of you is to just give explanation. And this is the whole point of our jobs. Give explanation to the people that watch the basketball game for the questions that need to be answered. And at the end of the day, like him going up there and saying the things about his players, like it's great. It's great that you're talking about your players in that high of a regard, man, and that you're still riding with them and things of that nature. Like tell them that in the locker room. Like you can be disappointed. And frankly, somebody made this point online. I can't remember who it was. Frankly, there's people, K-State. There's somebody that drove from Hayes to Manhattan to watch that basketball game and spent $100 on a ticket to get in the door. And it was a good crowd yesterday. And you watched your team lose the third worst loss in K-State history, and your head coach can't even say that he's upset about it, basically. And I get what he's trying to do. And again, like I'm at this point, I'm empathetic for Jerome Tang a little bit. But you got to handle that differently just because the outside noise and he can feel it. I know he can feel it. He said something yesterday to the nature later in the press conference that I don't want to answer your question because I just know you're going to clip it and put it online and get the clicks that you want to get out of it.
Which is true.
It's true, but like, I don't know.
Just give us X's and O's. What did Iowa State do better?
At the end of the day, you do all this stuff. It's like, the best thing that coaches can do in the situation, and we've covered even like the past couple of years, the Shockers have had their struggles and their losing streaks. And, I think that Paul Mills is, handled it pretty well whenever he goes into those things. He'll go in. I remember back East Carolina in 23, I believe they lost that game, and it was like 54-45. And he went in the press conference and said something along the nature of like, I think that we set the game of basketball back 20 years tonight. Like, you can say that it sucked. And you can also say in the same breath, we're going to get better.
Doesn't mean he doesn't love his players. Doesn't mean he appreciates that they're going through some things. And look,
we're not asking him to go up there and say those guys suck and deflect that side of it.
We're not asking him, like, I don't need the details on what those guys are going through. That's in-house business. That's family business. But everybody's going through it. Everybody's playing by the same NCAA rules. Like everybody, like all the things that are coming across as excuses. And what I hope is that they're only coming across as excuses, and like they're not actually. I
agree.
That he's
like
using, because that would be even worse.
Like yesterday, perfect example. We had a report from Manhattan yesterday from Gabriela Hernandez was up there for 12 News, the sound bites back to back of PJ Haggerty basically saying along the lines of like, man, this sucks, but what are we going to do? You just got to come up and play the next game and try to get a win in those games. And like, that's completely correct. That's all you can do at this point. Like, just try to win a game.
Yeah,
like,
try.
leave everything else. And it's coach speak. It's coach speak to say that you just try to go 1-0. But for K-State, like, you literally are just trying to go 1-0. You're trying to go 1-10 at this point. Like, just win a game at whatever point you can do it. Just show up and try to win the basketball game and have fun playing basketball. And then it cuts to Jerome Tang saying, I'm not disappointed. I'm not disappointed because these guys work hard. And it's like,
they work hard and they're going through stuff. Okay.
Be disappointed. Be a little upset. It's okay.
Be both. You can be both. You can love your kids and you can be disappointed that they did something wrong. And yes, the reality is this is big boy Big 12 basketball. It's a level that you don't get to just only be a good person who cares deeply for their players. That's part of the gig of making $4 million a year is winning basketball games. And in a time where things are stretched thin, and here's the reality of it. Here's the other part. Everyone now, and you brought this up in the headlines segment, everyone's saying, I don't care what the buyout is. They got it. And I'm like, well, you should care what the buyout is because it matters.
It does.
It may have magically going to just invent $20 million.
And it's the conversation that, I mean, we're going to talk about for a long time, I have to imagine. And it's true. You can make the argument that a decade ago, that number did not matter. That number matters a lot right now. And fans, it mattered back then. It didn't matter to fans back then because it was just like, well, yeah, find some donor money, fire him, get a new coach. And, at the end of the day, that's what it'll be. Now it's fans have to worry. Again, it's not their money if it's not their money, but fans have to worry in the fact of like, if they do that, they have to deal with the consequence that means that's money that's not going to a roster or a football roster or whatever else you need it to go to, because that money is very, I use tangible a lot, but it goes to things. It's not just influx that they have had in the past.
It's kind of like I'm trying to understand this contract. It's weird because it's like is it a buyout for only the remaining dollars they signed him to? I don't. It might be a little bit more than that. But what here's the problem for K-State, and they're not unique in this. Every team right now gets held hostage by a year of success from a coach. There has to be at some point, for the university's sake. I told you guys this in jest yesterday. Like, if I ever get on here and scream to the mountaintops that the school has to figure out a way to keep XYZ, and that includes this kind of a deal where you've got to now extend them for like 12 years and all these crazy things and these buyouts that come in. Here's what I want. Like, stop me. Here's what I want. I want the school, when they sign a coach, to say, okay, here's what we're going to pay you. We're going to pay you your contract. And if you leave, you owe us $50 million. Okay? Somebody owes us $50 million. Your new school, whoever. Here's your contract. Coach it out. We'll give you an extension when it's time to give you an extension or when your job title changes, like the rest of us, right? You don't have the most of us don't have a good day at work and then march into the office and be like, all right, give me a raise right now. Like, give me a raise, fully guarantee it. Like, the fact that this keeps happening.
But in your argument there, I feel like you haven't finished your thought. Like, is there not a buyout if you fire the coach?
Yeah, sure. But you wouldn't have had to give him a 7-year extension and doubled his salary 1 year after he was your head coach.
True. That eliminates the need for the big extension, I guess.
It does, because you agreed to come here and coach for $2 million a year for 3 or 4 years. Let's finish that one first. If you leave early, you owe us $50 million. And at the end of that contract, right? At the end of that contract, then you can say, I want 8 years
true.
And that's fine.
It's true. And people talk a lot about the
to give it too soon.
Yeah. people talk a lot about the transfer portal and about how it's just like, well, why can't the players leave? The coaches leave all the time. You're making a good point. Maybe we should talk about the coaches leaving all the time. Is there anything
all we should talk about? When like all of this blame always comes to the players. And I'm like, guys, coaches have been fleecing these universities forever. You agreed to come coach here for this amount of money. Do that. And then let's talk about an extension. And if you leave it, because the reason the extensions keep happening is because these agents are very good at their job. They ride the momentum and they say, man, he's got an interview at Kentucky. He's talking to Kentucky. Look, I'm just telling you, he's talking to Kentucky and they're going to pay him more. So if you want to keep him, you better make those buyouts so outrageous. They won't leave.
It's so silly. It's so like at some point. Like, I mean, at some point, do you get away from the free market? We use the free market a lot. But like,
no, I don't think so. But
I don't think so either. But like,
the free market is I signed a contract and there's a penalty if I break it, and a big one, a big penalty, a penalty that's so big it would keep you from breaking it.
Yeah,
a commitment that you actually honor.
It's impossible.
We'll see a coach get up there and gripe and moan about, the lack of commitment, and I just can't handle how these players are leaving, and how are we supposed at the same time that they'll have a great year of success and they'll go interview for 4 jobs and get a contract extension.
And then coaches get mad at the reporters whenever they ask about that next job, Schlossnagel, and then go take the job. It's a whole thing. And I agree. It's from the end of time. It's going to keep going on.
Because right now, and back to bring this to our conversation, it's the answer is not, I don't care what it is. K-State has to buy it out. You better care what it is, because I don't think they have $20 million. And that buyout doesn't get much better as it goes along. It's only 15, 16 million after next year.
It's an uncomfortable spot to be in, basically. You're gonna have to make a hard decision one way or another.
So what can Jerome Tang do to be better at this?
I
don't know, because I thought that this roster with Haggerty and Haggerty's style of play made perfect sense to what we've seen Tang be able to be successful with. I'm not sure what the answer is, because to me, it's more about like, what can Jerome Tang do to have success again at K-State? How do they recapture the 7-game winning streak of last year, the year one? Like, and that's what bugs me so much about the post game yesterday is like, what is happening for you to be more successful? Not what are we supposed to do? They're better than us. Something, anything. You're making $4 million a year. Literally anything.
Man, I love thinking of things in this context just because it's my media brain coming out. We just spent a 20-minute segment talking about K-State basketball without talking an actual second about basketball. That's where it is right now. I agree. That's where it is right. And that's why the press conferences are the way they are. Nobody left the arena yesterday and said, man, really, if they would have, guarded off the ball a little better and ran some better screens, they may have had a chance there. Like, every single person left the arena saying, God, that was terrible. Like, where do they go from here? But the baby race was yesterday. Shout out Jackson Schneider. He was there.
What was there?
The baby race. Jackson Schneider's baby was in it.
At the K-State, did they win?
I don't think so.
Oh, no. Well, what is he supposed to do? The other babies are just faster, right?
he's not disappointed. Jackson Schneider's not disappointed.
You weren't practicing that race enough at home. We're coming right back. We'll get you ready for KU Texas Tech tonight.
90.
Lightning, hail, tornadoes, flooding. It's the worst of severe weather, and it's coming. Spring brings warmer temperatures, but also dangerous weather conditions. Stay up to date day or night with the Storm Team 12 weather app. You'll get accurate forecasts, so you can plan ahead and stay safe, no matter the weather. Download the Storm Team 12 weather app, brought to you by Stutzman's Greenhouse.
The future of television has arrived. Next Gen TV is here with stunning video, movie theater quality sound, enhanced voice clarity, and interactive features, all upgradable for the future. Learn more at watchnextgentv.com.
canvas of our imagination. They tell a story. Clouds affect the events of your day. Sometimes they growl, sometimes they inspire, but they're always the messengers of nature's mood, written in the sky. Storm Team 12 understands the language of clouds. We're dedicated to decoding their message so you know what to expect. Behind every cloud, there is a story waiting to be told. Trust Ross Jansen and Storm Team 12, alerting you first to the impact on your life.
We are following a breaking update.
Every day, all day, stream the stories that have you talking near and far.
Whoever is behind the wheel of this bus is not stopping.
From hundreds of local reporters and meteorologists spanning the country.
Chaos here this morning at the UW campus.
Search LNL for the all-new Local News Live streaming app.
Odyssey is one of the most influential audio and entertainment brands in the nation. You already know Odyssey's iconic local radio brands in Wichita. But did you know Odyssey has the country's best collection of music, news, and sports brands? Odyssey is also a premium podcast creator, major event producer, and digital innovator. Odyssey brings people together across the country and right here in Wichita. Odyssey also delivers meaningful radio and digital audio results. Find out our story and impact at odysseyinc.com/Wichita.
Make yourself known now.
831001 in traffic pursuit.
Oh my God, here.
Investigate TV Plus begins with real people.
We investigate stories that impact you.
And inspire change every day.
Something is broken.
Real problems.
Why are they hiding it?
And real solutions.
My daughter was dying in front of me.
What was your reaction when he said that?
Investigate TV Plus, weekdays at 3:30 p.m. on KWCH.
Sometimes people tell us, I don't get it, it's just tea. But let me tell you, we are so much more than just tea. With 20 plus flavors of sweet and unsweet iced tea, the possibilities are endless. Come on in and try them all for free to find your favorite or get us on the go for your busy lifestyle. And don't miss happy hour every day. So the next time someone tells you it's just tea, tell them to come by and find out why we say, drink tea, be happy.
Jim Rome here, lighting up your afternoons on The Jim Rome Show. Catch me starting at 2 on Wichita's #1 sports radio, Kansas fan headquarters, 97.5 and 1240 KFH.
Mornings are busy. We're here to make your mornings better. We report the stories that affect you.
3 more hospital lies from contaminated apple juice just a day after the FDA issued a recall.
We're here to make your mornings better.
Closing east and westbound lanes of K96 for repairs.
With 12 News, you're prepared for your whole day.
Scattered thunderstorms across the state into the afternoon.
Stay a step ahead with 12 News this morning on KWCH and KSCW.
Is Sports Daily on KFH.
All right, welcome back in, everybody. It is Sports Daily. Glad to be here with you on this Monday, Reaction Monday. Dan Patrick follows us, Jim Rome. It's Super Bowl week. Dan Patrick will be out on location. I'm sure Jim Rome is out on location. It should be a fun one. This is when you get all the wacky interviews and former players, and this will be a good week for headlines you missed, because there's going to be some silly ones out there.
Super Bowl media day is the biggest waste of time.
It's crazy. I mean, it's what a rat race it is. Not like
it's so for people that don't understand, and people are like, well, they got to answer their questions. Guess what? They do availability 4 or 5 times that week. And one of them just says, hey, here's the entire team. Go talk to who you want. And it's just not the random pop culture reporters that we have at, media day.
Yeah, it's silly. It's a silly experience. I would tell you that covering the World Series was quite a bit more fun, to be perfectly honest. because it is more about just like you're there to cover what you're there to cover. There was one day when you do it where I remember there was like an MTV reporter asking, I don't know, asking Butler about his breakfast choices or something like, something, but it wasn't, it was for like 1 second and then it was done. And then it was just,
the thing is about baseball, obviously the biggest difference is that there's one game in Super Bowl week, World Series week, you could play 5.
Well, or 7, right. It's not just that, it's just who's there, right? Like, it's still just, for the most part, baseball people covering baseball. You're not dealing with random entertainment news outlet. Are they even going to know what to do without the Chiefs there?
I know.
Are they even going to know what to do without Taylor Swift questions?
Or any Patriots and or Seahawks players dating or engaged to a pop star?
We're going to get a lot of, I have no idea. We're going to get a lot of Bill Belichick run this week.
Oh yeah.
With the Patriots there and everything else. So you will have plenty of that. Who's got the game this year? NBC?
NBC, Collinsworth.
So you won't have Tom Brady having to answer all those questions for Fox, but it'll be listen, it'll be fun. I don't want to compare the Super Bowl to other Super Bowls because we've covered the team involved in it so many times in the last decade, but it doesn't feel the same. And I'm sure that's why. I would love to poll like a random, I don't know, Jaguars fan and know, like, do you feel the same amount of buzz you do about this one as you have the last few? Because it does feel a little bit less. Maybe it's because it's Sam Darnold and a Seahawks team that everybody had very little expectation for. I mean, you've got the turnaround for the, I don't know. Well, I'm excited about the game. Don't get me wrong, because it's a Super Bowl. It just feels a little less buzzy than it has in the past. Big basketball game tonight. We've got Tech. We've got KU. Part of Big Monday. Is it the 6 or the 8 o'clock tip?
8.
Which one is it? 8 o'clock tip. So
of
it's
course
late.
It's 8. It's always 8.
It's always 8 when it's Kansas, which is okay. It's all right.
Because obviously, notable West Coast team, Kansas Jayhawks.
It keeps me up now later than I'd like, but it also means, when I don't get home from chasing kids until 8:30, I can watch most of the game. So I do appreciate that about the 8 o'clock tips. Texas Tech's really good. They're coming off of a loss. They're gonna be very mad, quite frankly. It's a bad time to have to go down to Lubbock. KU is a 4.5-point dog tonight. Tech in Kim Palm is they're one of the the 6 teams inside that top 20. They're an elite offense and a pretty good defense. Kansas kind of the opposite, right? An elite defense and a pretty good offense. So it'll be a little bit of a clash of style. Darryn Peterson was not on the injury report. So let's just get this out of the way right out in front, KU fans.
I don't want
to. Darryn Peterson is probably going to play until he cramps, and then he's going to come out of the game. Do we need that written down on a piece of paper? Does Kansas need to officially release a statement before the game that says we expect Darryn Peterson to play until he cramps, and then he's going to come out of the game?
It just can't be the expected. Because it just can't be the expectation. Like that part is the only part of this that is not okay. Because like if that's the expectation, then why
expectation?
Yeah, sorry, expectation. Sorry, 8:45 in the morning. It can't be the expectation because what are we doing at that point? Like there's an injury report and he's not on it. Like you know what I mean?
Because he's not cramping right now. I don't look and I get it. Rick said he's questioning self and how it's being handled. Talked to KU fans a lot. Former host on this show, Tommy Castor, that we talked to a lot during the week about things that are happening just on a more fun text thread or whatever. It's kind of in that same boat. A lot of KU fans, they just don't like how it's being handled. My question to that is though, and to you, I guess right now, what could they do to handle it better? Like if you had the perfect world, and you could handle it perfectly, what is the perfect way to handle it? Because
it's not so much that. It's just like the fact that if he's cramping up and he has to be taken out of the game, like that's fine. Like he's injured, he can't play, take him out of the game, and that's that. If that's what's happened, that's what's happening. but it can't be the fact of like, yeah, like we expect this to happen about the 20-minute mark. And so like,
no, I don't think that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is expect that if and when the cramps start, he's done. That has to be like,
okay. That's fine. But I don't think that it's fair that you should have to expect the cramps.
I mean, it sucks, but what, like,
I know, like
it in every game that he's played almost.
I'm just saying that like, that can't be the answer. Like that can't just be what people are just like, well, you know, that's just what's going to happen.
But it's the only answer.
But it's not okay. It's not okay.
Or it's a conspiracy theory that
that's where it roots.
That's where he's only going to play. You know,
that's where it roots from. That's where the conspiracies root from, is the fact that people are just starting to expect cramping to happen 20 minutes into the game.
I understand. But at the end of the day, we can wish all we want that he didn't cramp, but he does.
Yeah, I agree with you. I'm with you on the fact that it sucks. And that's the bottom line, is that it sucks. But for fans to weigh your expectations going into a game, it's just like, well, our best player is going to get hurt 20 minutes into the game, and that's just what's going to happen.
I don't know what else to expect other than what we've seen every time he's taken.
I agree.
But it brings up, because like the thing that people keep saying is, I just wish they'd handle it differently. I just wish they'd be honest with us. I think that Bill Self's being honest. Like, he doesn't know when the cramps are coming, and he leaves again.
Bill Self has stopped. Bill Self has stopped trying to, you know, beat around the bush, I guess is the best way to put this.
Right. Now he just says he cramped and came out.
The best soundbite of the weekend is that I think Henry Greenstein, who it was, asked him and said, this was the earliest he had to be taken out of the game with cramps. Is there a reason why you feel like? And he said, I don't know. I'm not a doctor.
Exactly. I don't think Darryn Peterson knows, or unless you buy into the conspiracy theories, right? So, which we don't, because you don't return to a game in which you roll your ankle if you're worried about load management and those kinds of things. Doesn't make any sense. If you're going to load manage against Colorado, not against BYU. Rick says they didn't handle it at the beginning, and now they're stuck. They're stuck with what though, Rick? That's my question. Like, they're not stuck. Like, now we all know what's happening. Bill Self says the same thing. When he cramps, he comes out. They're not stuck. Nobody's stuck. Like, that reality exists for KU basketball right now. If Darryn Peterson cramps in a game, he will leave the game and he will not return. Nobody's saying anything other than that. Nobody's making an excuse. Nobody's trying to call it a quad or a hamstring or like beat around the bush on what's happening. Nobody's even trying to protect anything anymore. If he cramps, he's coming out.
Yeah.
So if you're, you either are fine with that, or I guess you don't want him to play at all. Like, I don't know what people expect. That's the thing. Like, there's nothing that's going to change. Other than he just doesn't happen to cramp, which would be great.
Yes. My biggest point that I'm making here, and this is frustrating, is the fact it's the same thing as K-State, is that we dig into this. We're like, all right, we're going to talk about Texas Tech. And it turns into 30 minutes about Darryn Peterson. That's the biggest story around the team. But
I do want to talk about Texas Tech.
I agree. But let me make this point.
4 minutes that we have.
Correct. Let me make this point. What I'm trying to say is that I'm not blaming KU or Darryn Peterson in this situation for what's going on. I'm just saying, as fans, you're supposed to be fans. Whenever he gets hurt, it's supposed to suck. And you cannot we can't expect fans to be like, well, what'd you expect? It's Darryn Peterson. Like, you should be upset that your best player is hurt again. Like,
I'm upset that he's hurt. I agree with you on that. I'm upset that he's hurt.
He probably is too.
I don't know what fans that are upset at Bill Self about it want him to do different.
I agree.
I don't know what there's nothing different to do. So be upset at the cramps. Be pissed off at the cramps. I am too. But I can't be mad. Like, I'm not mad at. I don't think KU's doing anything wrong.
I agree.
Like, there's nothing else they can do. So when they play Texas Tech tonight, who is an elite offense on the road, I would tell you that, as Texas Tech, by the way, is tied with KU in the standings. This is a big one for that reason. KU right now sits 4th on this win streak that they've been on, 5 games now. Arizona, Houston, Iowa State ahead of them. Iowa State, they're a game back in the win column, not the loss column. So obviously they'd have a tiebreaker there. And then Houston, Arizona, they haven't had a chance to play yet. So Texas Tech's really good. Texas Tech's going to be really mad. They have great players. This is going to be tough. They're 4.5-point dogs for a reason. We'll put it that way. Like they're dogs for a reason. And if they don't hold Tech, I'm going to put the number at. I'll put it at 75 reluctantly.
To hold them to?
Under 75.
Oh, that's not going to happen.
I'll put it there reluctantly. But if it's going to be 75, that means KU's got to score 76.
Jacob,
and
they've been held under 75 one single time this year.
Who, Tech?
Yes.
Well, listen. Do you think KU's going to come out and score 80 points tonight?
You may be asking for a lot. Asking for 75 points is what I'm saying. Like,
well, I am asking for a lot, but KU, if they're going to be this team that can contend for a national title, guess what the over under is?
162.
154. So like that, at some point, Tech, who averages 84 points a game in Big 12 play, you've got to get them out of their comfort zone and hold them down a little bit. They're a really good team, and they're a really good offensive team. But if KU wants to run through this league and contend and do all these things, they're going to have to be able to hold really good offenses under their averages, because if I'm not getting 40 minutes of Darryn Peterson, I don't think I'm walking into these games thinking KU's going to score 80, 85 points.
Took the words out of my mouth. I say, it could help KU get to over 80 points and win this game. Full circle. Let's talk about Darryn Peterson again.
Right, and maybe he will. Like, I don't know. And I don't know. I also
awesome. Big Monday. Score 40 tonight.
The thing that I don't know either is how good Tech is down low and how they match up with KU's bigs. And I'm excited to watch that tonight because I haven't watched enough Tech to have a good feel for that. But that's where I think offensively you start there, don't you? You start with your two bigs that should be a matchup problem for every team in the country. Man, I'm ready for it too. I love that game. I love that venue. We're coming right back. More Sports Daily.